first things first. So I've got a card base, which is basically just 8 inches wide by 5 3/4 long, and I've just scored in half at 4 inches. Okay, so just a bog standard card base, and then I have cut a smaller layer of white, which I'll make all my card onto, and then depending on what colors I use, I'll have a second layer, a card layer that will match the colors that I'm using, because I've got a few different papers out today, so depending on which ones I use, and if I'm doing like just rainbows and stuff, then it'll be obviously easier for me to pick a background, and some of them I'll just use obviously black card because that's going to be easier. So that's the first thing I'm going to tell you. So if you want to have a card base ready, and then the other thing I was just talking about, I'm going to start with something really simple. So I've got, look at all those, I haven't sorted those out, have I? My goodness. So I've got loads of these papers, and I'm going to show you how to create a paper flower. It's a torn paper flower, just using some paper scraps. Okay, so the aim is just to find some scraps that you've got that are big enough to sort of tear a circle. And if you're, you know, thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to make a circle because I'm a bit, you know, rubbish at doing that, then don't worry. If you want to draw just a rough circle that you can, you know, tear around, but I'm just going to start and basically come in and create and it's not going to be a perfect circle shape because I'm doing it by hand. So, but it will be roughly a circle, because it's a bit shabby and that's what it's supposed to be like. So that's my first one. And then the next one I do, I'll try and make a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger, but I don't want it to be the same size. So I'm just going to have a look and see the yellow. I've got these. I'm just trying to see if I've got smaller bits because I don't really want to cut into a nice big bit that I can use for something else. So on this one, I'll just start and I'll make a smaller circle. So I'm just going to come around and kind of create a smaller ripped. And it's a natural thing. It's going to be a natural plant, so it doesn't have to be perfect, as I say. And then let's see what else I've got in terms of nice colors in this pile. Let's see what I've got. Just looking. Oh, that's pretty. So even though there's flowers on that, I'm going to use that one. So I'm going to just rip it in half, and I'm going to just tear around. And hopefully make it a little bit bigger than that first one, but maybe not. It's going in, keeps going inwards. So it's is it slightly bigger? No, look, it's nearly the same size. So that's fine. I'm going to leave that. So I'll have two like that, and I'll try again and make one. Well, let's just see if I can make it a little bit bigger than that. Oh yeah, I'll be able to make it a little bit bigger. So I'll come around, because these are just going to turn out as they're going to turn out. There's no right or wrong, really. We're just trying to create a rough circle shape. Okay, and these are shabby flowers, we're going to call these. Okay, so I've got that and that and that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I'll maybe one more little layer. Grab. Oh, it's a bit bold, isn't it? Let's just see what I've got. Maybe I don't know if the blue will be too much, but we'll see. I'll do a very small finishing layer just to go in the center. And if you're not into kind of vintage, then you're probably going to look at this and go, oh my goodness, I really don't like that. And that's absolutely fine. Please, that's it is an acquired taste because it is vintagey. So then I'm just going to put it into my hand, and I'm just going to scrunch it up. Okay, so I'm just going to scrunch that all up and then open it up again. I'm just breaking down the fibers. So I just wanted to I'm trying to get it just shabby chic look to it. So again, I'm going to get the next one and I'm going to scrunch that all up. and then I'll open that up. Okay, and then I'll do the same with the small ones, just scrunch them all up and open them up. And the last one, scrunch it all up and then open it up. Okay, and then I'm just going to grab, because I've got my blending brushes here, so let's just grab a yellowy one. So I am just going to go around the edge, because where I've torn it, I've got a little bit of a edge, and I'm just going to go all around all of them with the same ink, just a yellowy ink. And you could do it in a brown to make it kind of vintagey and you know, like torn newspapery kind of feel if you wanted, but I'm just going to keep it bright. So I'm going to just go around with my yellow, and even on the green I'm going around with the yellow, because these papers all have kind of very spring colors in them, and I don't think it's going to be an issue to have them all the same. So, but as I say, if you wanted to give it a really vintage look, you could go around with a sort of browny, I would say, if you were talking Stampin' Up, you're probably talking soft suede, something like that. But so got that, and then very simply I'm going to just glue these. So a little bit of glue there, and then I'm going to just stick the next layer down. A little bit of glue there, stick the next layer down, a little bit of glue, and it's wet glue, so it's going to take a wee minute. Oops, big air bubble there. So stick those down, and then I'm going to bring it into my hand, and I'm going to just shape it a little bit more by just pushing into my palm. Okay, and then I'm going to go, I've just got my big bag of bling. So I could go for something really like that and have a lovely big pearl in the center, and that's just that little flower. Anyway, if I just grab a bit of the actual pattern paper, let's just show you what that would look like if I was layering it onto a piece of the actual pattern paper. So if I grab that and then took a card, so imagine you've just got this, and then you've got that on there like that, and then I just have a sentiment, and I don't really need very much else, to be fair. Maybe a bit of ribbon, I could add a little bit of ribbon, and I could actually make a smaller one of these and have a little collection, and maybe even a little doily would look really pretty. So it's a really simple thing to make, but if you did use just even plain papers and just scrummage them up a little bit, I just think it's really pretty and very simple. What do you think? The blue or the green? So I think I'll just take a little smidge off this. So maybe make it just a little bit skinnier so that the flower is, yeah, that's perfect. So I could just glue that down in the center. And then I can come in with my other punches. So I've got like the leaf punch. So I could come in and just with the other scrap, so like a bit of this I could just come in and just add a little bit of foliage to that, just to you know, finish it off. Okay, so let's do that. So I shall just layer this strip. Oops, I'll need to go and get another glue because this one's nearly empty, but we'll see how we go with it. So pop that down, see if I can get this straight. There, perfect. Hopefully. She says making it straight. Right, so that's that. And then I think I'll pop the flower down just flat. So add a bit of glue, and that'll probably take a minute to set anyway, so let's just pop that down. And obviously this isn't going to be a this will be a hand card because it'll probably cost a bit because that massive pearl that I've popped on there. And then I'm just going to glue the leaves, and I won't actually, I might shape those. Folder. So I can just I just want to curve the leaves a little bit. And look at my color, my hands are covered in yellow ink already. So just curve the leaves around the bone folder just to give them some shape. I mean, you can do this on the edge of a spoon, like the handle of a spoon. You don't have to have the bone folder. If you've got just a teaspoon, you could just curve the paper around the teaspoon. So yeah, and then I'm going to just add some glue. It's just nice because it gives it a little bit of dimension. So add that just in like so, and then the other one. Just up the back there. Yeah, perfect. So, and then I can stamp a sentiment, or I could have just some words going on this little bit here. So I have got a stamp set that's one of the celebration ones. So let me just pick up this paper pile. Shove that all back in there, out of the way, because I can very quickly get very messy here otherwise. So I've got this, and there's some really lovely sayings on this one. So I will just get a piece of white. Oh, that's nice, just a little high from me. So this one says, just a little high from me, which is pretty simple. So I'll go that way actually. Yeah, well, grab my ink. Oops, oh, I've just put some in the glue, or in the, not in the glue, in the ink. So that's that, just a little high. And then grab the trimmer again. Oops, Daisy. The trimmer. And then I think I'll just pop it onto, actually the yellow is probably better, isn't it? Pop it onto, yeah, I'm just going to pop it onto yellow because the yellow will stand out more. So I'll stick this down and then I'll trim it. So I'm actually just layering it onto pattern paper. So I haven't got any card to worry about. I'm just going to use the pattern paper because it's there and it's nice. And I think yellow and blue would be nice. So pop that down on there, like so. And then grab my trimmer and just trim around that. Just a tiny tab. I'll just pop that on there like that, I think. Yeah, perfect. So just glue that on. That's cool. That's it. So pop that on there. Hopefully that's reasonably straight because I'm sitting down. I usually stand up for all those bits. And I would probably layer that onto Misty Moonlight card, which I haven't got out, so I'm not going to do that right now. But I'd layer it onto a dark blue. So I'll show you because I've got, it's not going to be big enough just to show you what it would kind of look like. So just like on a dark card like that. To finish it off, that just kind of gives you an idea of what it would look like, because I haven't got every colour out with me at the minute because I wasn't sure what we were going to be using. So yeah, so and that would just be that. There's nothing more to that. So that's our first card done.